road.
I'm
All right,
sorry then.
so
Okay.
it's
Okay.
a historic day today for
Uh,
India. It's a historic day in a big way. I'm joined by Mr. Vijendra Prasad, sir. Heartiest congratulations. To to begin with, what is the first feeling? You're getting awards after awards, but Oscars is obviously very special.
yeah. But please come again.
So, what is the feeling? Because Oscars are definitely very special.
You see, there are two aspects to it. One, as a story writer of the movie, and my son being the director, that's one thing. The second thing is, since long, I was hoping our Indian movies will have a entry into the Hollywood. I was hoping because such a rich content, but we never had a good entry. Because this movie got an entry, it's a victory for entire movie field of India. The entire movie field can celebrate because at last we can showcase our talent. There's such a vast market there.
So, have you been able to speak to your son? Have you been able to speak to the team? What are they feeling? Because it was a very emotional reaction that we saw, at least while they were
Yes,
receiving the award as well.
yes. I spoke to my son. I spoke to my son. And the feeling, how can I say? Let me put it like that. A woman gives birth after going through lots of labor pain. But once she sees the child in her lap, everything is gone. There's a glow on the face. She forgets the entire pain. So similarly, my son for the past 6 months, he was hectic pursuing this dream of Oscars. Most of the time he's in America. I don't know how much money he has spent, but lots and lots of his money. But finally, God's grace, he succeeded.
So, what does this mean for brand India? Because so far we've been speaking about people making films, India copying those films, but here is an Indian film which has not only won this award, but you've got awards internationally in the last couple of months as well. What does this mean for brand India, especially at the time when we're celebrating the 75th year of Indian independence, the Azadi Ka
Yeah.
Amrit Mahotsav?
Then I want to connect three statements by three different people. One from my son. Some time back, he asked me, Father, can you please tell me in which aspect India is the richest in the world? I was trying to think of Kohinoor and other diamonds, some other things. No, he said, Father, our country is rich in stories. Mahabharata, Ramayana, all the Ithasas, all the Puranas. No other culture, no other religion can boast even 10% of what we have. This is the richest heritage. This we must exploit. And secondly, I had the good fortune of meeting Modi ji some time back. What I thought will about 2 to 3 minutes meeting extended up to 40 minutes, beyond 40 minutes. And the only subject is speaking all the 40 minutes, how to enhance the glory of India. The entire world should look up us, the dream of Swami Vivekananda. How we can make it, how we can make it, how we can make it. In the end, I humbly asked him, Sir, tell me how I can contribute. He said, You're already doing it with your movies. You have become cultural ambassadors of our culture to the Western world. Do it. And I was thinking, when I can see a sparkle in his eyes. Yes, Mr. Vijay Prasad, he did his small effort. And then there's a discussion between Rajamouli and Spielberg,
Mm-hmm.
the greatest
Yes.
showman, Hollywood. You know
Yes.
what he says, Mr. Rajamouli? Don't compromise the story content for the sake of the Western audience. Stick to your culture. Indian culture is very rich. So, from three different people, three different statements, but all considered one. Our Indian culture, how to take it abroad.
So, do you see this as a new
So,
advent in cinema? Because obviously, we've been speaking about film, we've been speaking about using sci-fi, we've been speaking about using technology, but here is a film which is absolutely it takes you back to the days, it takes you back to the ages, it talks about the empire period as well, and here it is. It's not even getting success, but it's got a blockbuster success. So, which means that anybody who felt that these sort of films would not have a commercial success, the world over has been proven wrong.
no. I mean, the thought never crossed our mind about the the success aspect of it. We always try to pick up a point which connects each and every Indian from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. The yoke of the British people, the entire country has suffered under the yoke of the British. So
Mm-hmm.
it is going to touch the heart chords of each and every Indian. So that's we picked up this thing, the fight against British colonialism.
So you've often spoken about, the contribution of, like you said, the Prime Minister telling you to, tell your inspiring stories as well. Today, you must tell us that, when you got that call from somebody saying that you have to become a Rajya Sabha MP, who spoke to you and what was said to you?
Santoshi, I got a call on 6th for July. Santoshi called me. Mr. Vijay Prasad, the Prime Minister, not executive Prime Minister, it's a Prime Minister PM office, wants to
Mm-hmm.
give some responsibility. For that, you have to be some time in Delhi. Will you do it? Certainly, sir, I will do it. I never thought it is Rajya Sabha nor Modi ji
Right.
will speaking. I never thought of it. I was wondering what I have to do. I didn't have any single iota of idea. Then suddenly on 7th, there's a call from Prime Officers. They said, yeah, Mr. Vijay Prasad, yes, Modi ji wants to speak to you. Just like that. Modi ji started speaking in Hindi, but my Hindi was not that good. Then hesitatingly said, Modi ji, my Hindi is not good. No matter. No, it doesn't matter. He started speaking fluent English. Then he offered with the Rajya Sabha seat. It just happened like that, out of the blue.
Did he say anything? Because I remember you telling me that he told you that, he wants you to serve the nation, something like that. Did he say something like that to you?
And the telephone talk,
Yes.
nothing like that. He said, I'm aware of about your contribution in the literary, in the movies. I'm impressed. I'm offering this Rajya Sabha seat. Now, he did say, the president of India wants to offer this Rajya Sabha seat.
So, what goes into making movies like Bahubali, Triple R? That we see sometimes we think that 3.5 hours. How will we watch it? But it seems that I'm probably already waiting for RRR Triple R season 2. What does it go in the making? Because you have artists who are like celebrated artists, but you have also many small technicians, many small artists working with you. What does it take to make a blockbuster like this?
He said right. You see, in the making a movie, you have to deal with hundreds and hundreds of technicians, artists, so many things. But essentially, the child in you should not die. It should not mature. The wonder of a child, it must be kept alive in your thought process. Will a child
So,
like this thing? Will a child like this thing? From a small boy point of view, boy, girl, whatever is state, that's the most important thing. The wonder.
So we've seen Bahubali 2, we've seen Triple R, we've seen the awards. What is next coming from your stable is what I want to know.
Mahesh, next movie with Mahesh. And we are making a sequel of RRR also.
All right. And so what are the plans to celebrate when the team is back? How do you plan to celebrate? And did you get a call from anybody from the central government congratulating you for this Oscar award?
No, none from the central government. Maybe they'll be calling Rajamouli. He's
Right,
the person to be celebrated. Rajamouli, Keerwan, they are the person to be
right,
congratulated, not me.
right. And so what are the plans for celebration once the team is back?
Let them come. Seeing them itself is a celebration for me. They're away for the past 1 month almost.
So you've been an experienced person, writing such a blockbuster would have been no mean achievement as well. Do you think that this is probably one of the highlights of your career, would be the high point of your career? Do you rate it right at the top? Where do you rate this achievement by your unit, by your film, especially by your son, who's bringing you so much of glory?
It'll be one of the highlights. Not the ultimate. There's never an ultimate.
And sir, is it time that we now stop thinking about whether it's a Bollywood industry, whether it's a Collywood industry, Tollywood industry? We should just, celebrate Indian film industry, because there's a lot of
Exactly.
debate which is also going on where people say that, this is Telugu industry and not Indian film industry. What do you have to say to such people?
You're 100% right. It's an Indian movie. We, that fact that we should be there. Not you and me. We are Indians. It's an
Well, I
Indian
thank
movie.
yes. Well, I thank you so much for your time, sir, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Parliament sometime this week. And
Yeah.
I hope to run into you, and I hope to congratulate you in person. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Payal. Thank you so much, Payal. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
This too.